Greetings and welcome to the shed. Today it is summertime, which quite ironically means that there is less hobby time to go around. But I still want to do stuff, so I figured I will do this sort of, I suppose, a vlog thing where I record stuff along the way and I will see how it gets released because I have no time to make a proper video. So I have no idea how often I will release anything because I have no idea how often I will work on this, and I have no idea what sort of format or anything like that. But what I do know is what I'm intending to do, and that is to build a 60 by 60 board for Ymborg. 60 by 60 centimeters, that would be 2 by 2 feet if you measure in body parts. And I also know that it will be built using like cheap stuff, like cardboard, like this. Primarily, it will be built out of this this box here from IKEA, the Blå Liden cabin, which we bought a while ago. Prime IKEA cardboard, which pretty much is, I suppose, like any cardboard in the world. And the point of this whole thing is probably not to make an awesome board where everything is, well, I suppose, awesome. It's more about trying out the level of modularity, because I drew a lot of lessons from the Ymborg board, where I also used a lot of lessons from earlier boards about the level of modularity, and I think it's hard to nail this level, but I'll talk more about that later. The more important thing here is that this board, it will be sort of quick and dirty, but it will be built using a lot of cheap stuff and joy rather than overcomplicated thoughts. But I'll explain everything as we go. I think now I'll just start cutting and we'll see where we end. Alright? And you can tell that this is a vlog because I already made a mistake. I forgot to mention that yes, it will be built using a lot of cheap stuff like cardboard, but I did start with some professional-ish cutouts, and that is using my laser cutter. I cut out 2 of these. It's just a regular 20 by 30 square, or a rectangle I suppose, because this will be the size of the smaller size tile. It will be 4 tiles, 2 of these and 1 that is twice as big, like this. And the idea is that we use these to measure when we cut out through the cardboard, because yeah, we want to get something straight. And I also did a small building, which is 9 by 14 centimeters, right? Yes, 9 by 14 centimeters. 1 that is twice as big, which would be, I suppose, 18 by 14. And I also made 2 of them, because this is going to be a medium building. And 2 of them you can combine to make a sort of large building. Finally, there is a 40 millimeter well, peg, round thing, I suppose like a base, and matching holes. But a bit more on that, you know, why I did these later and why these sizes are the perfect size, I would believe. I will not explain that now because we'll get to that later. I think that was it, yes. Yeah, so let's start cutting, you know. So, why did I select this Blå Liden box to be my base? Well, it's quite simple. First of all, it is wide enough to make a 40 by 30 board, like proper tile here, and obviously smaller ones as well. It is kind of a nice cardboard, kind of sturdy but not too stiff and weird, like regular good cardboard. And then inside we also have another sheet, but we also have a lot of these things, which is pretty much like an inch. Can we get a measurement in here? Yes, 20 millimeters. And some of them are so I can't get around. 25. This is perfect. This is pretty much an inch, which means that this will make for good elevation things, light, durable, and whatnot. But first things first, let's do the large things first, which is to get the tiles, which I think will be done using just this one. But to get some extra sturdiness, I think we'll cut twice 2 sheets and then glue them together to make a sandwich, which will be much stronger, I hope. Otherwise I will tell you in some other video when I realize that I failed. When you measure things like this, if it's square, you always measure the diagonal. And it's 50 centimeters here, and it's 50 centimeters there. Perfect. It is actually square. That's great. Let's just cut out the rest. I have two of them, and I'll see if I have enough to actually make sandwiches, which I think will be much harder, sturdier. Yeah, actually I will make sandwiches, because otherwise I think this might actually be a problem. As you can tell, they're always a bit warped, so it's good to have. They are a bit curved like this, so you don't put the two curves onto each other, because that will just make them a stronger curve. You want to put them against each other, like this or like this. You can tell here that if I press the middle in here, you can see this big gap there. So I would suggest that you do it this way, with the bulge in the middle, because it's much easier to put a pressure on the middle, just some heavy thing while you press these together.